So I began working on Wall Street. I'm on the physical location when you had to work here in '86, and initially on the research end. Then I was a broker, and I've had my own business in this business for over 30 years. And it was clear to me early on that there's what I call an investor caste system out there, and exists mostly to either exploit or keep retail investors herded in a very narrow lane, right? Also keep those small brokerage firms from ever really being able to compete. In fact, every building back then, every floor had a brokerage firm. There was a lot of independent firms out there, and one by one, they went out of business. A lot of times because they didn't have the resources they needed to fight back against the SEC on matters that a lot of times are trivial and not egregious enough for them to go to bankruptcy. So the small firms went under, and then while that was happening, giant scams were developing, right? The Enrons of the world, the Bernie Madoffs of the world, and they just grew larger and larger. When there were direct overtures to retail investors, it was always mostly with ulterior motives, right? Like, hey, we love retail. Help us make government bigger. Help us pass Dodd-Frank, that kind of thing. So today when I read about the Department of Justice looking at the folks who are shorting banks, I was pissed, but not surprised. The administration already bailed out billionaire bank accounts, right? And they really, here's where they messed up. They tried to act like they were helping small businesses cover payroll. Come on. It's no wonder this banking scare continues to fester. But you know what? There's urgency right now to go to war. Never happened with retail investors, right? And it never will. It's all a farce. And I'm telling you, folks out there, you have to speak up. You never give up. I know we vote people into power who would rather trade the market than hear your pleas, but still, my plea to you is never stop. Great tweets, one from Cat Striker, saying, how can they regulate shorts on these over leveraged bankers who sell something they don't own? Make them settle the trades and don't bail them out. Make stricter policies and enforce them, not a simple fine to continue the crime. I agree 1,000%. No one, by the way, ever goes to jail. Ryan wants to know, is this the new definition of free and fair markets? Yeah, Ryan. Kristen is demanding settle all trades, right? Don't protect the bankers and Ross. She wants to see Gary Gensler step up. So do I. Keep the stuff coming. We'll share more in future shows. But right now, give it over to my colleague, Liz Clayman.